All right. I corrected the screw up. Welcome, dear listeners, to the Dinkin' Around podcast, where the only thing we're birthing is laughter. I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm your better host, Becky. We are here to show that life after parenting still holds plenty of excitement, laughter, and some questionable financial decisions.
So open up that bar tab and let's roll those intro tunes. Jeff and Becky, dinkin' around, Jeff and Becky, dinkin' around, Jeff and Becky, dinkin' around.
Yay! Sounded like you ran out of breath a little bit there for a second, huh?
I guess I need to take this off so I can hear you a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said it sounds like you ran out of breath there for a little bit.
Yeah, it was very difficult to keep
It
up.
sounded difficult.
Yeah.
I like it, though. It was fun.
It was fun. It's a little taste of what the podcast is. Yeah.
Yeah, but first things first, we got to do Band Name of the Week. It's your turn to say what it is.
Oh, yeah, the band name of the week.
Cue the drum roll.
Cue the drum roll. Today's band name of the week is Hollywood Moist Mouth.
Or HMM for short.
What did you say?
I don't know.
HFM?
HFM.
App? Is that a foreign letter that I'm
Yeah.
App?
I'm starting a new language.
I guess so. Hollywood Moist Mouth. Again, band name of the week.
Whoop, whoop.
Again, we won't give you any context there.
Nope.
But as always, no royalty. Feel free to use it if so desire.
Let your imaginations run wild.
That's right.
So what's this week's podcast about, Jeff?
Well, so I think, since we have talked about in our intro that, we make some questionable financial decisions, we definitely made a questionable financial decision.
We did.
Yes. So when we moved to Texas, because we didn't have a baseball team in Utah, we didn't really follow baseball very much.
No, not much.
No.
I mean, we would go to local, what is it, AA team?
The Bees, right?
Yeah.
AAA is what.
Oh,
the
okay.
Bees are.
See, I
they're
don't
the
know these things.
Angels.
Feeder team.
Yeah. They're
That was a good time, just kind of a night out, but we wouldn't follow it regularly on TV or anything like that.
In fact, one of our earlier dates was that.
Yeah.
You were doing some work.
I think
for
our
your-
fourth date, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pictures still.
Oh.
I was much skinnier then, too.
Yeah, so was I.
Memory.
These are the things that happen with age and laziness and food.
Anyway, so when we moved to Texas, we thought we'd adopt the Rangers. And we made it out to one of the games when we first moved down here.
Yeah, the first season we were here, it
in
was
the
fun.
old stadium. And they really seemed to fit into our teams well, since they don't seem to be very good and can't seem to
Yeah,
win
we
titles.
seem to both have a knack for picking teams that make it almost the way, almost there, but not all the way to getting a title or anything like that. So, yeah, they fit in.
You're a big Cowboys fan, and
I
they've
am.
won some stuff. And the 49ers have won some stuff.
Yeah, but it's been a very long
49ers.
time.
Yes, but it's been a bit.
Yeah.
I was a Real Salt Lake fan when they did win their one
See, I wasn't a fan yet.
MLS Cup. So at least I saw that. I still couldn't believe that.
I was a fan by the time they went to the second one, though, and had that heartbreaking loss during PKs. That was pretty awful.
Disgusting.
And then we've adopted FC Dallas as a team as well since we're here, and they have the same kind of pattern,
Yep.
which is really fun.
Titles and the Dallas Stars, we adopted them for the hockey team, and
Yep. They did
made
win
it to
once.
Western,
Didn't they?
They didn't win at all.
Oh, they just made it.
Yeah,
Wah, wah.
yeah, that was pretty sad. It was.
Same thing with the Dallas Wings, the WNBA team.
Yeah, they
They
went
made it.
further this time, but again, didn't make it.
But at least they lost to the eventual winner, so that one's a
That's
little
true.
bit
I guess you can say
okay
that.
to swallow.
And I'm a very long-suffering Utah Jazz fan. So anyway, needless to say, they were fitting into our, what we usually see in our sports teams. But this year, they have done very, very well.
They have.
So far. They kind of fell during the season, towards the end of the season. The first season, they were setting all sorts of records, and then hit a rough patch, and then came back and started just barreling through the postseason. But then the Houston Astros.
Dallas
and Houston, for those that are not from Texas.
There's a big rivalry between the two. Both the cities, all the sports teams. People in Dallas just don't love Houston, and people in Houston just don't love Dallas. It's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is. So, needless to say, and both teams were interestingly better on the road. Mm-hmm. But there was a big kerfuffle with kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Do people use kerfuffle?
Sure. Yeah. We're bringing it back, making it cool again.
I'm bringing kerfuffle back. Anyway, so from there, I think probably my favorite part of the Houston series was during that kerfuffle. Garcia got hit, and there's this bad blood already between them.
Yeah.
Blood actually sounds more like it, because I said blood.
Oh, blood.
Blood makes me sound like a vampire.
It does.
I want blood. And no, I haven't been drinking.
Yeah,
no. Anyway, so when they went back to Houston, game 6, like the Astros fans were just booing him
They were just booing Garcia every time he was up to bat or did anything. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it fueled his fire. It
did definitely. And I've got the audio. You ready?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Chance for more here. Bases loaded, one gone in the ninth. Statics 1-1. Is thrilled on a line, left field and gone. Adolis Garcia makes his statement, and the Rangers have their sights set on Game 7.
It was a huge.
I have chills just listening to it.
We both got big smiles on our face just listening to it.
Yeah, it was a good moment.
An awesome moment. Mm-hmm. And then he did it again in game one of the World Series. Mm-hmm. So we decide day of.
Yeah, like morning of. We were talking about, wouldn't it be cool to go to the World Series? This is kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but we hadn't done anything about it.
Well, I mean, when I initially looked at the prices when they first came out, it was like $800 a ticket for standing room only.
Yeah, they were ridiculously expensive.
We're a little, I like to say older, but I'm just out of shape. I mean, I'm older, but definitely out of shape.
Yeah, I don't want to stand for 4 or 5 hours for a baseball game.
Not gonna happen.
No.
So at the first we were just like, nah, let's not worry about it. But then, they did so well in game 1. Mm-hmm. It was Saturday morning. It was raining outside. We thought, well, maybe the tickets will go down. So we started watching. Mm-hmm. There was actually some really nice tickets that I wanted to get. But I have this thing where I have to, you smile.
I'm just waiting to hear how you describe it. This should be interesting.
Okay, because then you'll have to describe it after.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting. I have this thing where I over-research things.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I want something, I will way over-research it.
Uh-huh.
And so sometimes that I think most of the time that's a good thing. But there are sometimes
it works out most of the time, but then there's sometimes where you take so long to decide that, in this case, that we ended up not getting those tickets that were like a screaming deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the place they were. Mm-hmm. The tickets that we ended up getting were less, so that did allow us to spend a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
the first set of tickets, though, were like in the padded seats with access to the club and free like food and alcohol and.
Had the free food
okay.
But it was the padded seats, which would have been nice.
Because our old butts.
Yes, our old butts. We went to a golf tournament once in Salt Lake. And we went the first day, and it was very painful on our tushes. Mm-hmm. So we went to Dick's, because Dick's is our go-to.
Where do you go when your rear end hurts? You go to Dick's.
You go to Dick's. Mm-hmm.
That's a very awful joke, sorry.
In case you can't tell, we often have a lot of Dick's jokes.
We do.
Maybe they'll be a sponsor someday.
Maybe. You never know.
Sponsor of Dick's Jokes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we got some little padded seedy things that we used for that. And I wrote a review that was quite popular about how they saved our butts, literally.
Oh, clever. Yeah. Clever. Yeah, we still have those. We thought about taking them to this game, but then we decided not to.
I just didn't want, with, security and stuff, like, all the stuff. It's not fun.
So, we did eventually find some good seats that we ended up going.
Yeah. So we, so if I YouTubed the stadium right, while you were in the shower and I was overanalyzing things and you lost the other tickets, I YouTubed the stadium because I knew from seeing, we hadn't been to the new one, so I knew from seeing at least pictures and watching it on TV and stuff that there were 2 really big screens. I just didn't remember where they were. And here's something that some people don't know about me, but I used to work for a baseball team.
You did, yeah.
They called me the George Costanza for a little while.
Really? I don't even think I knew that one.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Like when I told people that I was leaving my management job to go work for...
George Costanza. Did you sleep under your desk?
You what?
Did you sleep under your desk?
I did not sleep under my desk.
That's too bad. Do you remember that episode?
I don't remember him sleeping under the desk.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
He was there for a little while, I remember.
He would crawl under the desk, like he had a little pillow and everything underneath there, like where your feet go, and then he would pull the chair in behind him so it looked like he wasn't there, but he was asleep under the desk.
Is that like squat goals for you?
Yes.
Like, would you like to be able to do that?
No, I'd rather just go home and sleep. I'm not going to stay at work and sleep.
Oh,
But it was funny. It was really, really funny.
That's so funny. Anyway, so I was the sales manager for a AA baseball team down in St. George, Utah. The Pioneers, because, you know, the...
yeah, Utah likes to add double Z's to everything.
Yeah, because of the Jazz. I like to blame the Jazz, but, yeah. So that was an interesting experience. One that, you know, was both fun and I'll never do again. But, anyway, during my time at baseball, I've really become to... enjoy the third base line. That was always the side that I like to be on.
Yeah.
So wanted to check to make sure if we got good seats that, you know, because we were going to probably be a little higher up. We weren't going to afford the better ones, especially after I lost the tickets. Yeah. I see that. You know what? You never told me how you would explain my
fear of commitment.
Fear of...
Yes. That's not rude. It's just you are very timid about kind of pulling the trigger on things sometimes.
Interesting.
And so you tend to over research to make yourself feel better and to alleviate that fear.
Okay. I mean, I guess I get a little bit of that. Although I kind of just felt like you, back there in me.
Well, no, it's not like serious commitment. Obviously, you've been married to me for 11.5 years, 11-ish years. But like, I mean, you're hesitant to start new TV shows because you don't want to commit that much time. You're hesitant to like spend lots of money without researching it because you don't want to miss out. So it's just a basic level of fear of commitment.
All right. I'll take it then.
Okay.
Acceptable.
Anyway,
so
you like the third baseline?
The third baseline, yeah. And so did our research, looked at it, and found the one that was almost just right across the way from there.
Yeah, from the big screen. Yep.
They ended up being pretty decent seats.
They were good. I wish they were maybe a little bit higher because we had that railing right in front of us.
It was just like right on the third baseline. And then it didn't help at first that some people were standing and couldn't see. So
yeah.
I had to nicely ask the gentleman
I was
in front of us.
very appreciative that you like tapped him on the shoulder and asked nicely, "Can you please sit down?"
Yes.
Unlike the lady a couple seats down from us that was just yelling,
yeah.
"Sit down! Excuse me, sit down!" Like that doesn't help anybody. Also, you're in a stadium during the World Series with all these people. They're not going to hear you. So.
Well, we were.
Well, yeah, but we were right next to her.
That's true.
So.
Anyway, so third baseline, you know, took me a little bit back to the baseball days.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was fun. So before we headed out, though, we had to get some new gear.
We did. Like, I have a hat, but that was all I had. You had a polo and stuff like that, but because it was rainy and cold, we didn't want to freeze our little bahookie mookies off.
Yes. And I had a visor, which, you know, great in the summertime when we were outside.
Yeah, but not so
these
great
days
when
don't.
it's...
And so it's actually cooled, and so there was a few times I was actually a little cold.
Yeah. Me too. And okay, keep in mind, cold for us in Texas is now like 50 degrees. We were thinking we were going to die.
We adjusted.
Yeah. So people in Utah, they're like, 50 degrees is nice. I'll wear shorts in that weather. That's a big extreme, but still.
Not anymore.
So yeah, we had to go, I think we went to 3 different stores to try to find gear.
Yeah, well, so we had, when they first were going to the World Series, we decided to see if we could get you something because you didn't even have a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to a different place after our date night.
Yeah.
Because we went to date night, and then there was one right over there. Not a sponsor yet, but Rally House.
Yeah.
If
They're awesome.
you want to be, we'll make Rally House jokes instead of Dick's jokes. It won't be quite as funny. But
No. But yeah, I was able to find like a American League Champions t-shirt, which was really cool. But I wore that the next day or on Friday. I wore it on Friday. So that I didn't have it for the game. Yeah. That we were going to go to.
And we really wanted that light blue, like there's.
I know. I'm going to have to try to find it online or something.
I just don't know if there's much of them left because it came out last year, and so.
I know.
Yeah.
I really like the powder blue ones.
That was my bad because I think we saw. Did we see it once?
We saw it. Yeah, we saw women's at Rally House last year, and I was thinking about it getting it, and then when we decided it was too expensive, we would hold off. Maybe it would go on sale, and now they're all gone.
Yeah.
So
and that was back when they were horrible. So that, I guess, our love has a price.
Mm-hmm, exactly, because they're in the World Series. You know how Fairweather fans are. Everybody went and cleaned out stores. They were pretty picked over.
And I'm a big Hawaiian shirt fan. And so I really wanted a Hawaiian shirt, and they did have one, but it was like extra large, and it was extra large.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 XL.
It looks like I was drowning in it. Plus, it was missing a button.
Which, I mean, the button can be fixed.
Yeah, and I mean,
but,
it was taped to the shirt. Which was
obviously, it had fallen off in store.
Yeah, it's something like that.
But yeah, if it was too big, then there's no point in getting that. But we did eventually find. I found 2 hoodies, and a cute hat, and you found. Like a t-shirt hoodie.
T-shirt hoodie, and then actual World Series hat, which I was very excited for.
Yeah.
Is that all we got? I feel like we got. Oh, and we got the little bracelets.
And we got the little bracelets. Yeah, we've started wearing bracelets that match each other because we're that couple.
That started back when I know we talked a little bit about the separation. One of the things that we did during that time to spend a little time together is we camped in the backyard.
We did. I actually want to do that again sometime soon now that it's cooled off a little bit.
We talked about that, although, it's gotten way too cold now.
It'll warm back up, I'm sure.
But that was a fun night. We went out in the back, camped, set up the tent, we smoked hobo dinners.
We did in the smoker. We did everything outside just like if we were really camping.
Yeah.
And so for me, growing up, camping was you played games with your family when it got dark, you roasted marshmallows, and you did crafts. So we did all of those things, and it was very fun.
And for the crafts, we made friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
And that started us down the thing of the bracelets.
The path of the bracelets,
so then, it was your birthday, wasn't it? That I got the I Love You.
I think so, yeah. Maybe, yeah, I think so.
And then when we were at the mall, we ran into another place that had some.
Like the beaded ones, yeah.
The beaded ones. Where we got the lava rock ones. And then we've got those now.
Yeah.
But our old
friendship bracelets have died.
Better days. We're gonna have to make
Yeah. We're gonna have to make new ones.
But when it came to camping, well, I was a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout at 13, and needless to say, with all the camping that we did and the Klondike Derby, that was a miserable experience.
Well, okay, I can give you that one, and I'm sure that the Scouts don't make it like the most luxurious. Not like my camping growing up was either, but we had lots of candy, we had lots of snacks, we ate lots of really good food, and we hung out as a family. It was almost like this big family reunion once a year. Our living situation during camping was not ideal. It was canvas wall tents without a floor, and we were staying on army cots.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But, I mean, when you're a kid and you get to hang out with your cousins for a week straight, it's not too shabby.
Yeah, instead we were doing stupid 13-year-old, 12-year-old boy stuff where we're chopping off fish heads and torching them with bug spray. And
I did not know this. Do I need to be concerned that you were torturing small animals?
We went on a hike and it started raining, and I wore the complete inappropriate. I had some like canvas shoes that were like
you put
Converse.
Fashion over form?
Exactly, and they got soaked. So then I put them close to the fire to try to dry them out, and my shoelaces caught on fire. So needless to say, I couldn't even.
Well, at least the rubber soles of your shoes didn't melt. We had that happen one time on a camping trip.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I think it was my brothers or my cousins. I don't remember, but we had gone fishing that day and gotten wet, and so they put them by the fire, and the rubber soles on their hiking boots melted.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds a little bit.
And I mean, we camped for 7 days straight as a kid. Like it was a week during the summer. You would go up on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then you would come home the next Saturday or Sunday, depending on when you went. I'm pretty sure it was Saturday because I was excited we got to miss 1 week of church.
So that's why you like it.
I did like camping for that reason. But occasionally the parents would go down if they needed to get more ice or something for supplies. But other than that, you were there for the week. And you didn't get to have items replaced. You didn't know electronics were purchased or brought. You know, I mean, back then it would have been like your boombox or whatever, but we didn't have anything.
Boombox.
Yeah.
At least you didn't call it a ghetto blaster. That's what I used
No.
to call it. Ghetto blaster.
It's a boombox. Yeah. Yep. It was good times though.
Yeah. I've had my contacts freeze. It's just
Oh, I've had that happen too. Yeah.
just not.
Also at church camp, actually.
Oh,
My contacts froze at church camp.
nice. Anyway, so that led to the bracelet thing. Again, story inception.
Yep.
Uh,
So that's why we got bracelets while we were out
it's okay.
looking for team gear. Yeah.
And they just happen to be the exact same colors as the FC Dallas bracelets.
Yeah, so it's convenient.
Yeah.
We'll just wear them for both. It's fine.
Because we got their playoff game next week.
Oh, yeah.
So.
That'll be exciting and cold.
Yeah.
Hopefully it warms up by then. I don't think it will.
Maybe. We'll see. And they've not been super great this year. They pulled it out when they needed to, so they at least got the first round by. But anyway.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so get to the stadium.
Yeah, what did you think of the new stadium?
Parking, place.
Yeah, it was only like a 10-minute walk. It was fine.
It was going to pour rain on us when we were leaving because it had rained all day.
Yep.
It stopped on the way over, but then it was supposed to start about halfway through the game. So we were about 10 minutes away. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, but it ended up not raining.
No.
So it was fine
super nice.
walking back to the car. Just a little bit chilly, but it was fine.
Yeah. Got there early enough that we thought, well, let's try to go to like the stores inside to see if they have maybe some like umbrellas because we didn't think you could bring an umbrella.
Apparently you can.
Oh, apparently you can.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Nope. And or if they had ponchos or something, but the lines. I mean, we got there 2 hours early.
The lines for everything were ridiculous. There was an insane amount of people
It
there.
was almost like there was like 40,000 plus people there.
Yeah, almost. Weird.
Insane. So we were like, yeah, no, we'll just take our chances. Got our rally towels though.
We did. Yeah, that was cool. The people next to us didn't get theirs. They didn't get there in time.
Use a rally towel.
Oh, I'm awful. I can't seem to get it to spin without getting all wrapped up around my hand and stuff. It's fine. I saw other people having the same issue. It's not just me.
No. In fact, they showed 2 kids on the screen for a little while there, and the one kid couldn't figure it out. And it was smacking his brother.
Oh, no.
You didn't see that?
No, that's funny. That's hilarious. But the stadium was nice. I liked it. The new stadium. It's not quite as charming as the old one.
Mm-hmm. They tried to add some of it, like the arches in there.
Yeah.
But it's a more
and modern.
The signs were did you notice the signs for all of the snack bars and stuff were like the same kind that they had in the old one?
I didn't, but now that you mention it, then yeah.
Yeah, because they kind of had that classic.
But I mean, like, the facilities were nice. The women's restrooms were nice. They actually had hot water to wash your hands in, which was very nice. Usually at stadiums it's cold.
Food. Gotta talk it. I mean, when you talk about baseball, you gotta talk about food.
Yeah, you got to get the hot dog and the peanuts.
So I had the gigantic foot-long chili cheese dog. Delicious.
I just got a regular jumbo dog.
Yeah, you thought it was a foot-long.
I was a little disappointed. It was good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave me the baseball experience.
We got the fries, though, that weren't so great.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other things you have to have, ice cream
And a baseball cap.
Baseball cap.
Yep.
In the batting helmet.
And for me, if it's an option to have cookie dough, I'll get that. If it's not, then it's the mint chocolate chip.
You got mint chocolate.
That's the only time I ever eat mint chocolate chip is at baseball games.
And I even considered it, and I hate mint. But I got the cookies and cream and didn't regret it. It was good. But it took us forever to find a seat. So we carried stuff around and we, slow walking.
Oh my gosh, slow walkers are the absolute worst, especially when you're in a crowded stadium with like that many people. Maybe move to the side for a second if you are a slow walker. Don't just sit there and shuffle along and then stop in the middle and like point at something or like, oh, what do you want to do? Let's go backwards. And the entire flow of like the river of people has to pause and go around you in each direction. It's just, I hate it.
You will notice I didn't do any Oompa Loompa sounds behind it.
No.
After our airport experience where I found out that lady was actually pregnant.
Yeah, there was a woman at the airport that was kind of taking her time and was waddling a little bit, as you do when you're largely pregnant.
I didn't see that.
But it was one of those pregnant people that from the back you can't tell. It's just when they turn to the side that you're like, oh.
I mean, she was like very pregnant.
She was very pregnant.
Yeah.
Very
Probably
pregnant.
should have been flying out.
I mean, maybe she was carrying twins. We don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
But yeah, you felt very guilty about
Yeah,
singing the
I
Oompa
felt
Loompa
very
song behind her.
Yeah.
I really hope she didn't hear you.
You got the peanuts. Here is a good question for people. When you're at a baseball game, or I guess anywhere,
Yeah, any sporting event where they have a bag of peanuts.
you have a bag of peanuts. What do you do with the discarded shells?
Yeah, I'm of the thought that you eat the peanuts and you just drop the shells on the ground if that's what you're going to do, because that's what you do. Like the people next to us even did that.
I noticed that when we were like,
That's just what you do at a stadium is you eat your peanuts and you drop the shells on the ground.
so bad. Like, that's messy. So I was putting them in the bag.
But then it made it difficult for you to get other peanuts out the more full it got of
I
shells.
did a decent job until I ripped the bag.
Yeah,
Then it was kind of game over. But I had eaten most of them by then.
yeah.
So
That'll be
then I had
interesting
get
to find
the
out.
crab nachos.
Mm-hmm.
Because you always have to have the crab nachos
Yeah.
and Skittles.
Skittles. I love my Skittles at the sporting events. Yeah.
I got a Topo Chico
Topo
because I
Chico.
was thirsty, but we decided not to drink because we'd already spent a lot of money already.
Yeah,
and we
like
wanted to enjoy things.
The mixed drinks were what, $26?
I mean, drinking out is ridiculous anyway.
I know, but to buy one drink for the same, you can get like 5 anywhere else.
Although we do get the frozen margaritas at the FC Dallas game. So,
Yeah, but those aren't $26.
now they're only like 12, I think.
Yeah, that's more acceptable.
A little more acceptable.
And we only do that when it's super, super hot. It's like our own little internal, like we're going to cool down our insides so we're not so hot on the outside.
It's our own little air conditioning unit.
Yeah.
That just happens to make the game a little more fun. Especially if you're losing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we get there and Jeff turns to me. He has notorious luck for any time we go to a game. They have like historic losses. One time we went to a Jazz game and it was the worst loss in club history. So he turns to me and he's like, they're going to lose this game. And I got annoyed because I was like, you don't know that. It's fine. But also slightly fearful that was actually true.
And it's well enough known that when I had texted a picture to my brothers, my family, sister-in-law and stuff, one of my brothers came back and said, oh, well, the Diamondbacks are going to have a chance then tonight because Jeff's there.
And sure enough, they did.
It was a massive slaughter.
Yeah, it was rough. I was holding on to hope till the very end, but it was rough.
Yeah,
it was hard.
It was sad.
Yeah, the stadium was very quiet. And that was disappointing because I'd heard, the roof was shut because it was raining and cold. We had heard that when the roof is closed that it gets insanely loud in there.
Well, and it did.
It did for a while.
Like the start of it was pretty wild. I mean, they scored first two runs, but then I think we got that one home run.
Yeah,
Seager, I think,
and it was
did.
pretty good.
And that was pretty nuts. Everybody was way into that, but then after that,
It was super
the
quiet.
nice thing about it, though, is there were several people that left before the end of the game. We, of course, stayed till the bitter end.
Right. I mean, when you pay that much to go to a game, you want to just stay and enjoy the whole thing, even if it's awful. But yeah, by the time we got out, then traffic wasn't too terrible. Plus, with the close lot, we got to our car faster than a lot of other people got to their
But
cars.
then the traffic.
But then, I mean,
we were in an Uber pickup lane or something.
Yeah, I had to switch out of that lane while people were trying to U-turn into the lane. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. And
But-
people don't know how to zipper.
No, they don't know how to zipper.
It's just,
It's very annoying.
I just don't understand.
But I was just rubbing my little meditation stone,
It's good
keeping
people.
myself calm, so I was fine. And you were falling asleep, so
That's true. I was exhausted. I slept for 1,000,000 years.
1,000,000 hours.
Oh, 1,000,000 hours.
Yes, the other night. Was it you that slept for that long? And I said that, or was it the night I went to bed super early?
Because I fell asleep on the couch because I had taken some
Oh,
allergy
yeah,
meds.
okay, you fell asleep at like 7, and you slept clear until it was time to go to bed, and then you
Because I
slept
took
through the night.
allergy meds.
Yeah. But then the next morning, I was like, well, did you sleep okay? Because you slept 1,000,000 hours. I was sassy that morning. I was pissed about having to get up. And you have not let me live that down.
Sassy.
Me? Never.
So now it'll be 1,000,000. Although I took it to the next level there with 1,000,000 years. instead of
Yeah.
1,000,000 hours.
That's really bad.
Oh man! But anyway, so we'll make sure that I will not attend another game of the World Series, so hopefully the Rangers will win.
Hopefully they'll win.
Yeah.
But at least we can say that we've been to a World Series. We were listening to, it was when we were watching the Cowboys game today. One of the sportscasters had said that he had never been. Yes. He had never been to the World Series and he got to go. And he's been a long-time sportscaster. So to be able to say that we've been is pretty huge.
Yeah, even if they got slaughtered.
Even if they got slaughtered. All day we had chills thinking about it. We were super, super excited. It was totally worth
Anybody
it.
we told was very jealous. And just when you're in a city that everybody's behind the sports team, there's a lot of division right now. It has been for a while, but sometimes you have those things that people unite behind it.
Yeah, the camaraderie behind it. And people in Texas, or at least in Dallas, I don't know about everywhere in Texas, but they are very into their sports teams. It's very passionate. So that's been cool to be around.
Well, that's actually our 30 minutes. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah. That's all for today, Dink Nation.
Until next time, keep dinking around.